Hello and welcome back to episode 2 of the These Little Hands podcast. My name is Millicent and I'm coming to you from Johannesburg, South Africa. The seasons are about to change. We're moving from summer into autumn and winter, where I know everybody else is looking forward to summer. Yes, I want to thank everybody for watching my first podcast and for sending me such kind messages and for interacting with me. I really appreciate it, and I've been really looking forward to recording the next episode because of that. So I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been so kind to me. Then I want to say hello to 2 specific people. There's a lot of podcasts I watch, and there's a lot of ones that I really enjoy. But I'm not gonna name all of them every week because I will sound like a broken record player. So this week I specifically want to thank Devin from Frankofille. She has been very kind in terms of reaching out to me on Instagram and liking what I'm doing. She's really made me feel part of the community, and I love her style and the things she does. So I really enjoy following her as well. And then I want to thank Jacqueline from the Brooklyn Knitfolk podcast. I don't think she knows who I am, but she gave me such a great idea in one of the episodes. I don't think it's the most recent one. She showed that she made stitch markers from little animals or things that she got. And I got these ones as a gift from a friend, actually to use in my practice where I work with children. Can you see them? They are little plastic animals and things. So they're like a soft, squishy plastic. And they weigh almost nothing. So I have decided that I'm going to do the same thing and make myself some stitch markers out of these. I just have to buy the rest of the things that I need to do that with. So I will share that with you next week. So I was quite excited to see and to get that idea from Jacqueline. I'm not sure if they're exactly the same, but they look like the same thing she had. But they definitely will work. So I will also have some fun stitch markers from now on, and not just the normal boring plastic ones you get from the shop. Okay, so then I would like to share with you what I'm wearing. I told you that I will try to wear something that I made myself for each episode, which is possible because there's a lot of things that I have made for myself. I almost exclusively make things for myself, which is a bit selfish, but I'm starting to expand on that. So I'm wearing my Hope sweater from the Autumn Knits book, which is designed by Marie Wallin. I did not use Rowan yarn. I used African Expressions. It's 100% wool. It's a local yarn. So, but I love it. It's very squishy and it's washing really well. I knit this for last winter, so I wore it through the whole winter. Just took it out of the cupboard, so it needs a bit of a block, but I am quickly going to get up so that you can see the rest of it. So you can see it's really quite nice pattern. It wasn't a very difficult knit. It's not Fair Isle. It is just a slip stitch, but it is from this book, and the writing in the book, maybe I can tell you, then you can know. So the suggested yarn is the Lima yarn, Rowan Lima yarn, which is amazing. I don't know if you know it, but it is amazing. Buying the imported yarn is a little bit more expensive than buying the local yarn, so yeah, I just wanted to be conscious of that. But the pattern says it's 3 out of 3 for difficulty, which I don't know if that's true. anyway, I really enjoyed knitting it. It came out well. The size is perfect. I wear it a lot. The yarn does pull a little bit, but that is what happens if you wear wool. So I just take off the pulls every now and again. Yes, and that is it. So I'm going to go straight into the knitting segment. Okay, talking about knitting, I want to just make an apology for my voice. My voice is a little bit gone. I feel a lot better today, but I've been a little sick the past 2 days. So my voice comes and goes. So I will try and keep it as steady as possible. So last week I shared a few works in progress with you, but I did mention that I have a lot more where that came from, which is true. And I thought today I'll share that with you, all except for one. So I'm going to start with the finished objects first. It's not very impressive, but let's go. So I've been on a journey to see if I am liking the variegated yarns, because I normally, and you'll see if you go on my Instagram from the history, I only use tonal yarns or solid colors, but I really appreciate the fiber arts and I appreciate the hand-dyed yarn, and a lot of those are variegated or speckled, so I want to explore that. And in my quite large stash that I inherited from my grandmother, there were a few of these balls of yarn. So it's a chunky yarn, it's acrylic or cortel, it's family knit, Elle family knit yarn, so it's not an expensive yarn. And I just wanted to try it out and see if I like it. So I just knitted. I didn't use a pattern for this. I saw a picture of a pattern and I loosely based it on that, but I didn't use a pattern. So I just increased it to make sort of that shape, and I really like it. It's nice and hot. It's fun. So I think I'm definitely going to enjoy it for winter. It has pom-poms on it, which I love. I love pom-poms. Yeah, so this is something I finished, but as you know, this is very simple. I think I used 5.5mm needles. I don't know what the US size is on that, but it was very quick to knit, and I really like it. So I'm happy with that. I'm definitely going to wear it. It's very soft. I normally don't use acrylic yarn, but nothing wrong with this. It feels very soft, so that's perfect. And then the other finished object was the one that I showed you last week. Is my Castalia shawl, patterned by Toby Roxane Designs. It's not a very big shawl, and I have to re-block it because I didn't have blocking wires because I've never knitted the shawl before and I've never needed blocking wires. But I also didn't have enough pins, and yeah, so anyway, so I blocked it to see, but you can see this side, the lace is a little bit more clear than the other side. So I'm going to re-block it. I really like the way it came out. It's very, it came out perfectly. I really enjoyed knitting it. This part is knitted with Hartlam, which is a local yarn. I figured out how it works now. Last week I explained it incorrectly. But the Calvinia sock is the base. So the town it's named after is the base of the yarn. The color is the rainbow sherbet colorway. It's 80% merino, 20% nylon. And then this blue is from Nomvulas Knitters, which is a project that I spoke about in the previous podcast as well. It's also a local yarn. It's mohair. It's the refined lace yarn in the denim colorway. So I have about half the skein of this variegated one left, and only a small little bit of this, but I have 2 more balls of this, so I will be able to make something else. So this is going to be a gift for my grandmother. She doesn't watch the podcast, so she doesn't know, but I'm going to keep it for her. I really like it. It's just that the colors are not my taste for my wardrobe. I like the colors, but for my wardrobe it doesn't go with what I have. And this is something I have also recently reevaluated, that when knitting, I really have an appreciation for the fiber arts, and I love cross stitch, I love knitting, I love sewing, and I can appreciate a lot of it. But not everything is something that I would wear, and sometimes I've knitted something that's beautiful, but it's not really my taste in terms of my wardrobe, and I end up not wearing it. So I'm going to try and be a little bit more conscious in terms of my choices, actually reflecting on if I would wear it, or if there is somebody that I know that would wear it, and not just because it is a really beautiful piece, because most things are, and I can appreciate the craft behind it. But I'm very happy with how it came out. I really enjoyed knitting it, so I'm definitely going to knit another shawl, and I have yarn in my stash that I'm going to use for that, but I haven't started because I have to finish a few projects first. So that is this one, and that is it for finished objects. So I'm along to whips. I have a few, and I'm going to do the sewing in conjunction with the knitting because they are related. I'm not going to show you my coat that I'm working on because I had a bit of a situation the previous week after I did my first podcast where the sleeves were not the right, I don't know what happened. Anyway, I'm not further than I was, despite working really hard on it, and it's a bit of a point of frustration, but I'm going to push through and not give up. And tomorrow evening I have sewing class again, so hopefully I will be able to sort out that sleeve issue, and then I can show you something that's almost done next time. But I'm entering it into, or I'm taking part in the yarn pot, in the Sew Along, hosted by Kirsten from the Yarngasm podcast. So, and the reason why I'm taking part is because I tend to if I reach a point where I don't know what I'm doing and I'm struggling, I just give up and start a new project, which is what I'm really trying to avoid this year, and trying to finish the things I've started. So I'm going to push through and take part in the knit along in the sew along, so that I can be accountable. So that's all in terms of the jacket. There's nothing else to show you. But I did do some sewing, so I'm going to show you as I go on. So the first thing that I want to show you is, look at my beautiful bag. So I'm very jealous of everybody and the beautiful project bags that they have for each project. So I decided to sew one for me. So this is fabric that my mother bought for me. I think at a local market, but I can be mistaken. So the shape is due to the fabric, because I didn't want it to be this short, and I didn't want to cut this in half. So this is what I have. So yes, but they are all different. Aren't they beautiful? And then I have a pin that I have had in my cupboard for a long time, and I put the tassel on the zipper, and it's lined with rose fabric, and in here is my windy scarf, knitted with pure wool worsted yarn. This is Moonstone and this is Granite. It might be different, but those are the 2 colors. This is the project that I work on if I'm not working on anything else, because although I enjoy it, and although I really love the finished project and really want it and will wear it a lot, scarves just feel like they take forever for me. I just long to knit it. But I'm getting there. It's really beautiful. And it's from the Rowan magazine 58, which is not the latest one. It's the one before that. So it really is beautiful. I think the designer is Martin Story, which is one of my favorite designers. I love his patterns. So it's a 36 row repeat pattern. So normally what I do is I sit and knit 36 rows and then I pack it away again. So this is living in that bag. What's also nice about the length of this is I knit with straight needles most of the time. So then you need a deep bag to fit the needles. So this works out really well. Yes, so that is that one. So that is that for that bag. And this bag I made last night so that I can have a nice bag to show you. Okay, the next thing I have to show you is this lovely bag. This whimsical fabric I've had in my cupboard for a long time and I didn't know what to make with it. And a project bag is the perfect thing. So you can see it has deer on it, it has castles on it. It's so beautiful. It's from a Japanese designer that I can't remember the name, but I'm going to put it in here so that you can see. And I also wrote on here, knit all the things. So it also has a tassel. This one I added a little strap. I'm trying out a few different things to see what I like. The lining is just a houndstooth pattern in pink. And in here, I'm not even going to show you because there's no progress, is the project I showed you last week, the heart shape crop cardigan. So, but I didn't work on it this week. It just has a new home to live in. Okay. Then the next project is living in a bag that I also sewed this weekend. It's the Mccall's pattern. This one is number 4400, and I made this one F. I just want to show you that it is a bit confusing because on the picture it says F. On the back, the same one that's marked F on the front is marked E at the back, but inside in the pattern it is F. So just know that if you buy the pattern. So I made it out of the same fabric, the wonderful whimsical fabric. I added the last of these ribbons that I used on my previous project bag, the large sewing bag that I made for the straps, but I folded them double and just did a embroidery stitch on there. It has a drawstring close. So it closes with a drawstring, which is quite nice. And my ribbon says handmade. Sweet. So yeah, I lined it just with pink denim fabric. So in here is the project that I've entered into the Jane Austen Along, hosted by the Knitting Broomstick Podcast. It started on the 1st of May, which is when I started my project. I really wanted to join, and I searched through a lot of patterns, and I was very excited, and then I couldn't find anything that I wanted to knit but that fit into the theme, because I really want to knit things that I'm going to use or wear. But then I went back through my books and I came across this pattern. It's called Tulip by Marie Wallin, the same designer that designed this pattern that I'm wearing. It's a Marie Wallin sort of week. So it's that one. And it reminded me of the shapes that I wore in the Pride and Prejudice movie, the one with Keira Knightley. And then I went back to images of the movie and I saw that Jane Bennet in the movie wears a lot of this shape and sort of soft pink brownish colors. Anyway, you can go on Instagram and see my inspirational picture. So then I went to my local yarn store to find yarn. I was hoping to find something named, maybe a colorway named after Jane Austen, but I couldn't find anything. But I found this. This is Rowan Revive. It's recycled silk and recycled cotton. So this made me think of, there's a specific scene in the movie where they're in a ribbon store and ribbons flying everywhere, and in those days they used to recycle their ribbons, so they would sew it onto a dress for a specific event, and then they would take it off and then wear it in their hair, and so they wore silk and cotton ribbons. So I decided that this is the perfect match for that pattern, and I'm knitting it on straight needles. And there you can see how far I am with the back already. There's a bit of a twist detail at the bottom, and look at my awesome stitch marker. So this is one of those ones that I made, but these pins don't work so well. But anyway, so, well, this is a progress keeper. So I'm going to have to knit sort of monogamously on this to finish it before the end of May. I know I did a lot over the weekend, but it was long weekend, and for the whole month of May I'm working every Saturday, and I'm working long hours this month. So I won't have a lot of time, so we'll see if I can finish it. But this is my inspiration. And with that, I also wanted to show you, on my Instagram you will see my picture that I entered. And the books on there is actually not something I got from Google. I actually own these books. So this is Persuasion. I have all of them except Pride and Prejudice. They were printed in 1906. So, yes, I love these books. Yeah, so I have, all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But Sense and Sensibility is 2 volumes. Yes, so that is what you see on the picture. It's my actual books. So that's quite exciting. Okay, the next 2 projects, I have 2 more projects. This one is Living in the Bag that I showed you last week. It's knitted out of Unknown yarn. Is my hand cream. Unknown yarn, I don't know what it is. Inherited stash yarn. The pattern is called Elizabeth. It is a cape. I'll insert a picture here. I finished the entire front. I was very discouraged because the tension is not even, but I asked a question on Ravelry and everybody told me it will be fine once it's blocked, the color part, because the rest is neat, but the color part. So, so I feel like I can go back to it now. So I've knitted the entire back. I've knitted half of the front, so I'm going to start with the color section. So I'm almost done. Yes, so I feel better now that I've asked the question on Ravelry about the blocking, because I was feeling discouraged because I didn't feel it looked neat enough. But now I feel I can go back to it. So that's that. And then my last project is living in, oh, such a lovely bag. This lovely bag. It is a gift from one of my good friends, Angelica. She got it from me in Poland. She was there over December. And this is a Polish print, or I can't remember exactly what she said. It's a traditional Polish print. I'll have to check and tell you. So in here is Living by Mila Designs. So you'll see on my project page in Ravelry. Let me just get it out. This is what I've done so far. So this is stash yarn. I have one with a label on, you see. So I think this is also Rowan. I think this is what the old labels used to look like. Rowan, I think that is Rowan yarns, I'm assuming. Bamboo Soft. So I found one with a label on. And the other one I'm using, this is a local yarn, Benny's Colors. It's also bamboo. And this is also bamboo. This is 100% bamboo. This is 70% cotton and 30% bamboo. So I started knitting it because I have a lovely wine red yarn that I wanted to use as where the green is now. But when I knitted it up, it just didn't work. And I really want to use my stash yarn, so I decided I'm going to go for the green. Again, I'm not sure if it's something I would wear, but I think it's really lovely, and I think it will make a beautiful gift. It's very easy. I'm enjoying it. I'm knitting this on. This is definitely Knit Pro needles because that's the only ones I own, but I'm not sure what they are. They are the interchangeable ones, but I don't know what they are. So that is all of my works in progress. I have one more, but I don't have another project bag. So that is packed away until one of these projects are done and I can move it to a project bag and then I will show it to you. But I think this is going to be my limit in terms of what I'm going to do at one time. Okay. I just want to show you a few other things that I've finished in terms of sewing, which you might enjoy. I've decided to make a small notions pouch for each of my project bags. The reason is that oftentimes you need your things, as you would well know, and then you don't have it in that bag. So each project bag, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is getting a small notions pouch. So I've made them out of felt because I think that's quite sturdy. And I have a stash of felt, and I embroidered the stitches from my machine on it. So I really enjoyed it, the experimentation. So that's the one. I have this one. With a fun interior. Little green one. And this was one I made a long time ago that I found I didn't finish. So I just finished it up. But this one doesn't have interfacing in it. So it's very soft. The others are quite sturdy. Okay, so that is it for sewing. It's quite a lot, but no garments, I'm afraid. Hopefully next time I will be able to show you my finished coat. Here's to hoping. Okay. Moving into the last segment, I told you that I will share some of my favorite things with you. So last time I showed you my beautiful calendar, and that the month of May is the one that you saw on the intro picture. So I'm not going to show that again, but I was very happy when I opened it up. It's such a lovely picture. It's from Babylon's Toren, and you can find more out about that in my previous podcast. My next few favorite things are all things that I got at a recent market that I attended. So in South Africa we have a very beautiful curated market called Kamers Vol Geskenke. The translation is Rooms Full of Gifts. So I was there with my mother 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago, 1 week ago. No, I'm not sure. Anyway, I was there with my mother, and I bought a few things. So the first thing I want to show you is my lovely earrings. So you can see the one looks like that, the other one looks like that. There's a front and the back, so they're not symmetrical. I love them. I love them. I love them. I love them. The designer is Pamela Deans. Can you see that? So she had wonderful jewelry, and I really, really love them. So this is one of the things I bought at the market. The next thing that I got two of these, but one was a gift. It's just a lovely pouch, but it's tapestry. So it's really beautiful. It has a leather tassel, and in here I keep my pom-pom makers. I have Knit Pro pom-pom makers. I keep my, I don't know what it's called. You use it to take the pulls off your clothing. So I use it for all sort of random things. There's more pom-pom makers. But I keep all my other knitting notions in here that you don't use for every project. So that is what I got. I got this wonderful thing. It is a small little bag that you wear around your waist by Benji and Moon. They make dog beds and cat beds, mostly cat beds, but also dog beds, cat toys and so forth. And they had these wonderful pouches. And I wore it the other day with jeans and a shirt. It's not going to go with this outfit, but it's so cute. So you would wear it like that. So my phone fits in there, my card fits in there with a little bit of lipstick. I love it. And my cat bag. And the last thing I got was this lovely, I don't know how you would pronounce that, Winia. She makes hand cream and hand lotions and soaps. So my mother and I got some of these. I love handmade products, beauty products. I always buy it at that market. I've never saw this brand before, but this lady lives about 4 blocks away from me, which is great. So I'm definitely going to be using her products more. And that is what I got from Commerce. And the only other things I want to show you is I got a few other notions pouches that I'm going to use for my sewing. I have this one and this one and a drawstring one. So these will probably become gifts, or I will use them for something else, but I know you all like pretty things, so I wanted to share that with you. I don't have any knitting acquisitions. I'm waiting for something in the mail, and then I will share that with you next time. I really hope you enjoyed your time with me. I want to say hello to all my South African friends that I've met through this podcasting journey. I want to say thank you for the Pink Hair Girl Knits for mentioning me on her podcast. I love watching your episode with your daughter. And for Sally from the Wool Diaries, who's really been including me in all of the groups and happenings around South Africa, and I'm really appreciative for that. And I will see you in about 2 weeks' time. Thank you for watching.